Yeah. Hi. Hi. What's up? Slow down. Anyway, what's up? My little shooting stars. 17 of you. Holy crap. I don't even know that many people. I started with 2 subscribers. Just two. And then I went to 5 or 6. And then I posted that shout out to Officer Rob video, and that guy's got I don't know what he's up to now, but when I posted it, he was up to 31,000 subscribers. And I had, as of yesterday, I had over 200 views on that video, and I have now 17 subscribers. Woohoo! Anyway, I wanted to do a video on, well, I want to talk about the MSF course. Yeah, okay, time to get up again. Thank you. Would you put that fucking phone down, please, sir, while you're driving? Anyway, MSF course. It's a 2.5 day deal. The first day you go, I took it at the Harley Davidson dealership, which is, I'm a fan, you know. I'm not big on Harley Davidsons. They're not my style. I don't have a problem with the bikes. I have a problem with some of the attitude that comes along with those bikes and the people that ride them. But my brother rides a Harley, and you know, he's cool. Anyway, that's not what my story is. I know I like to branch out. Yeah, it's frustrating for me too. So yeah, the MSF course, I took it at the dealership in Riverside. It was like less than 300 bucks. It's a 2.5 day thing. The first day, I think I did mine on a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And the Thursday was an afternoon thing. It was just like 4 hours or something. This was a while ago, so I might have my info a little bit inaccurate, but for the most part, it was less than 300 bucks. Oh, sketchy, woo! Like 260, 270, something like that. Carry on, Jimmy. The first day, it's just classroom. You go to the classroom, which is what the dealership, and they, you know, go over the basics, you know, the controls, the parts of a motorcycle, basically just bookwork and paperwork, and getting comfortable with the class, and they tell you how the class is going to be, and you know what it's going to consist of, what to wear the next day, because you will be on the range the second day. And you know, you got to wear boots, you got to wear long pants, and you got to wear a long sleeve shirt of some sort. It doesn't have to be, you know, riding gear. You're not going to be going fast enough to get road rash, sure, but nothing. You're not going to be going fast enough to do any serious damage to your body. So long pants, boots, long sleeve shirt. You got to cover up all your limbs and everything. Helmet, obviously, and gloves. So they go over all that. You go home, and you know, a lot of people don't have all that shit. You know, gloves and a helmet. They do offer a loaner helmet at the dealership that I took the class at. So if you don't have a helmet, you don't have to go out, you know, rush out and get one that night. They're expensive. Helmets are expensive. Cheap helmet is a couple $100, but you don't want to put a $200 helmet on your face if you want to be protected. Anyway, carry on, Jimmy. Second day you meet at the range, and there are videos on it. What they do. You sit on the bike. They tell you, where your front brake, rear brake, your clutch, throttle, shift lever, your indicators, your horn, your starter button, your kill switch, all that shit. Your high beams, your horn, all that shit. They go through that. Then they have you. What do they have you do? I think first thing they have you, you start the bike up, or do they have you walk it first? They might, crap, I don't remember. Anyway, I took it on a Harley 500. The bikes belong to the dealership, so you're riding their equipment. Anyway, so the second day on the range, they show you all that shit, and then they, I might be wrong, but I think they have you start the bike up, and then, they line you up in rows. You're all facing that way, and they have a guy standing at the other side of the range, which is basically just a big empty parking lot. And they have you in first gear, and they're trying to teach you about the clutch control and riding the clutch, basically just feathering it, letting it out just enough to get the bike rolling. And your feet are down. They have your feet down, and you're basically walking the bike, which is very hard and awkward because, like this bike, the pegs are right fucking there, and I'm used to riding a bike where the foot pegs are more back there, and so I could walk a sport bike no problem, but walking that bike, and same with this bike, the pegs are directly underneath my ass. My legs are hitting the fucking pegs, and you look funny. Everybody looks funny. Your legs are all out here and shit. You're all fucking, it just looks weird and it's uncomfortable, but whatever. You don't spend a lot of time, with your feet off the pegs when you're riding anyway, so it's no big deal. You get used to it. So they have you do that, and then they have you do the same thing, but without walking the bike. You put your feet on the pegs and you can go. And then they have you, in second gear. They do your little turns, and they explain to you how to turn, and no braking in a turn. Shit like that. And then the third day they do the skills test, and that consists of a couple of different tests that are a little challenging even for a skilled biker such as myself. I've been riding off and on for, I got my first street bike in 2002, so 14 years, or I got it in 2001 actually, August of 2001. So I've been riding for a long time, and to be honest, yes, I've been riding that long without a motorcycle endorsement. Okay, I've had a permit most of the time, which the difference between a permit and your M1 endorsement is a permit. I'm speaking in California. I don't know how different the laws are in other states, or Canada or whatever, but in California, if you have a permit, you can't carry a passenger, you can't ride at night, or when it's dark, and you can't ride on the freeway. So you're limited, but not too much. Anyway, so I did learn some things like the slow, sharp turns. Like they have the little 90-degree turn. You got to be in first gear, and you can't even have the clutch out all the way. There's no way you would make that turn. You're barely moving, and I failed it the first couple of times, even on that real nimble Harley 500. and they're telling you, you gotta look, you gotta look behind you almost. You gotta look as far as you can. So if you're turning right, you gotta look way back there just to make that little, you're not looking, excuse me, you're not looking at where you're going in that turn, like in most cases you would. In just a normal curve, you look at where you're going, you're looking through your turn, you're looking at where you're gonna end up, basically. When you're at this slow of a speed and you're making that tight little turn, it's not easy. It's not easy. I was struggling more than a couple of, you know, like the kids over there that have never even ridden on the street before. Anyway, that was the hardest part for me. They do the little slalom thingy. You know, they set the cones up, and you just basically weave in and out of the cones, and then they take the cones and they stagger them, kinda, and so you could go in a straight line and go in between all the cones, but it's not like that. You got to go around the outside of the cone and then back around the outside of the next cone, and so it's a more, again, that they're focusing on your clutch control, basically. Anyway, there's that, and then there's the emergency braking, where they want you to go up to the 15 or something, 15 or 20, and you reach a set of cones up here, and then that's when you start braking, and they measure the distance it takes you to come to a full stop. And you go over this exercise a lot of times during practice, you know, the previous day, and even that day during practice. You go over this several times, and they correct you if you're doing something wrong, or if they want you to modify something, or whatever. They're there to help you. They're there to coach you. That's what they're there for. They want you to pass. Anyway, there were, I think, 10, 12, maybe 14 riders there, and I led. After maybe the first two little trips around the range, just doing basic, you know, riding, getting the feel of the bike and all that, they put me in the front every single exercise after that, and during the skills testing I was the first one every time, and it was it's not that I'm not good at following instruction, but they give so many instructions. So you're going to go up here, and you're going to make a left, and you're going to hit that cone up there, and you're going to make a U-turn, and you're going to come back all the way to this cone, and it's just on and on, and I'm like, what? And they're like, oh, you want a demonstration? I'm like, yeah, I think I'd like to see how I'm doing it before I'm doing it. Anyway, I got an award because one of the last little exercises before the skills test, they had me go. They wanted me to do this one exercise that I go around. I don't remember what it was. It was some shit. I don't know. Go do this, and then after I end that exercise, they want me to come around, curve around this way, around the range, and then turn around here and stop facing this direction at this cone. Okay. So I do the exercise, and I come back around this way, and I stop facing this way at the cone, and everybody's following me. So I'm like the engine of a train. Everybody's behind me, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm facing the wrong direction. So and I tell one of the instructors, the one that was there waiting for me at that cone, that I was supposed to stop at facing this direction when I was facing that direction. So I'm like, I know, I'm gonna go turn around real quick. And he laughed, and so I took the pack again, and I came around this way, and I came back around, and then I came around and stopped at the cone facing the correct direction. And he was still laughing when I stopped again. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I fucked up. And he's like, I have a special award for you for that. I'm like, cool, I like awards. So the award, the name was, they give out these awards at the end of the class. It's a little fun little extra thing that they do. But I actually have a certificate. It says it's the award for, oh, that's how that was supposed to be done, or something like that. I got that award for that little screw up, but whatever, nothing big. I didn't drop the bike or anything. I was the only one in the class to get a perfect 0. I wish I had a certificate for that, but I did. I was close to, you know, getting you know, points for the idea is not to get points. You hit a cone or some shit like that, they give you a point or two depending on how badly your you know, your little fault was or whatever. But yeah, I got a 0, so that was pretty cool. Let alone the fact that the night before I got 0 sleep. Me and the wife were arguing, and I slept on the floor, which, you know, I didn't really sleep. I just rolled around most of the night and had to go do that shit. I was half asleep. I actually dropped my katana in the Harley-Davidson parking lot arriving into the class. I was so tired. I dropped it. That was embarrassing. Anyway, I know I rambled a lot and went off topic a little bit. Probably, I don't know. Whatever. It's an MSF course. It's worth every penny. It's worth every minute. It's a lot of fun. Take it before you get on the street. Even if you're already on the street, riding around for 15 years like I did. Take the course. Bye, guys.